They're a bit more stable in regards to the veterans that they've depended on and that are key players for them. They feel, many people here feel like it will be very soon that they're going to have to go through even more dramatic changes than they are now. But they're doing the right thing. They're making some subtle changes at this point. They really don't know what to expect of themselves right now.
All right, partner, we're back in the saddle. NBA basketball coming up. Mike Dunleavy is next. He'll join us with Keys to the Game on the Bucks Basketball Network.
There are people out there who manage to enjoy fine dining, even without the benefit of Nouvelle cuisine. We know. We make their beer. Smooth Miller High Life. Since 1855, the classic American beer.
Fresh baked bread. Garden fresh vegetables. Special seasonings. Hearty meats and cheese. Doesn't a Cousin's sub sound good right now? And right now, when you buy a Cousin's chicken breast half sub and a medium soda, you'll get chips or regular fries free. Cousin's, better bread, better subs.
We've had a lot of laughs, shared lots of good advice. You've been a real buddy from the start, and we'll always talk things through, and I guess we always will.
Hey, nothing connects buddies like a phone call.
Good friends are never far apart.
Wisconsin Bell.
Nissan introduces the 93 truck with a roomy interior, the most standard horsepower in its class, and a ranking as best compact pickup in customer satisfaction, which are all reasons why Jack Munson, who owns one of our old trucks, wants to buy our new one, but not the only reasons. You see, Jack's old truck has over 1 million miles. Who knows how far he'll go in our new one? Save up to $1,000 with factory-to-dealer incentives.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I'll be back.
Danny DeVito.
$5 million.
Schwarzenegger. DeVito. Arnold.
Good night.
Danny. Who knew? Arnie. Dan.
The twins. That's right.
Big A.
Twins.
Little D.
Don't talk back.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito are
Born to be bad.
twins.
Monday at 7 on the Fox 24 Prime Movie.
Welcome back to the Palace. Tonight we welcome Mike Dunleavy to our Keys to the Game segment. And Mike, before we get to the keys, we have a bit of news, unfortunate news. Moses Malone will have back surgery on Wednesday. How does that alter your perception and what you expect from this team this year?
Well, it hurts us in the sense that Moses was our leading rebounder last year and our main scoring threat inside. Initially we started the year thinking that we want to be a team. It's a transition team, creating opportunities defensively and off the glass. In preseason, we've done a nice job of forcing turnovers and getting out in the open court because of them. But we've had some problems on the boards, and we're hoping that Moses' return was going to relieve some of those problems. But now he's going to be out for an extended period, probably not back to the latter half of the season.
This Detroit team is similar to Milwaukee in that they also are trying to change from a half-court club to a club that will get out and run. What are some of the keys for tonight's game?
Well, a couple of keys really for tonight's game for us is to, one, to stop the inside play of Mark Aguirre. He's a strong post-up guy for them. Then you have isolations by Woolridge and Dumars. They do a nice job of taking people off the dribble. And then you have the veteran players that they had with between Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars from the outside. Big outside scoring threats, solid complementary backcourt. They really play well together. And to see how our young guys do against them.
Okay, Mike, I don't know if you know this, but you can become the first Bucks coach ever to win his first game. We hope that happens tonight. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, that's Keys to the Game. We'll be back with basketball from the Palace right after this on the Bucks Basketball Network.
There are a lot of folks out there who aren't searching for themselves. Somehow, they never got lost. We know. We make their beer. Smooth Miller High Life. Since 1855, the classic American beer.
The 93 Ford Taurus. It has the power, the space, and the safety features. And now for a limited time, it's 3 times easier to drive. 1. Choose a Taurus lease, loaded just $249 a month for 24 months. 2. Buy any new Taurus and get $500 cash back. Or 3. Choose your own low finance rate. Just 2.4% for 24 months, 3.6 for 36, or 4.8 for 48. No wonder Ford Taurus is the #1 seller in this area. And now it's 3 times better. See your local Ford dealer today.
Some folks think cable cars capture the real flavor of San Francisco. But for me, it's a great taste of sourdough bread. The secret behind that Hardee's Frisco burger everyone's raving about.
And now there's a new way to enjoy that great sourdough taste. Hardee's Frisco Club. Delicious turkey, tender ham, Swiss cheese, tomatoes, and sizzling bacon on grilled sourdough bread. The new Hardee's Frisco Club and Hardee's Frisco burger.
The real flavor of San Francisco without having to catch a cable car.
Are you ready for some real food? Hardee's.
You know American has the largest selection. You know American's the low price leader.
Friday and Saturday, it's 0% interest, 0% for a year at American.
The largest selection anywhere. The low price leader, American. Let me make it clear.
Friday and Saturday, take a year to pay 0% interest, 0%. American, the low price leader.
6'9" from Penn State.
Well, John McLaughlin, the Milwaukee Bucks are opening on the road for the 8th consecutive year and the 3rd straight year in Detroit. Now, if the players were not new, they would feel comfortable here, perhaps. But
yes,
with all the new players, it doesn't matter.
No, that's right. History makes no difference in a lot of respects. And, of course, some of that we're happy for, Jim, and we won't tell these young guys about some of the statistical aspects of last season and prior to that. But 2 years ago, the Bucks came in here and won that game. And as you indicated, it would be nice to see Mike be that first Bucks head coach to win his opener. And I think that would give this team a lot of confidence in starting out.
The Bucks have had success in this building. They've won 4 of their last 7 here, and they won 5 of the 11 they have played since the Palace opened. Last year, a 109-99 victory on opening night. Each of the Pistons will be introduced. That's Brad Sellers. All of the Bucks have been introduced at this point. The crowd here on their feet for their home team. This Detroit club will be interesting, John. They, as we said, are trying to turn into a bit of a running team. They're getting old and slow in a league that's young and fast.
Well, and we've experienced that, haven't we? We saw the same thing. And Rodman, by the way, this is the first time these people have seen him. He just rejoined this ball club, but still has real emotional problems. I don't know that he'll be playing at all tonight. But to address what you had talked about, Jim, that is something that this club has been successful at, the half-court game, the slower game, even with quick guards. And there's a guy that's not real quick as far as foot movement, but he's been quick and release on the court. But they are trying to pick up a little quickness in a lot of areas, but at the guard position, they do have it.
And the starter's Mark Aguirre. He gives Detroit an inside-outside threat. Orlando Woolridge, not a bad scorer in his own right. You note that Lane Beer is not starting. Olden Polynice, acquired from the Clippers, will be the starting center. The guards, of course, Joe Dumars, the leading scorer for the last 2 years, and 11-time All-Star Isaiah Thomas. Ron Rothstein takes over. He was the television commentator for Detroit last year after being the head coach at Miami, and there's a lot of story to that. People seem to think he was in the shadows here in Detroit waiting to get the job when they made all of the moves they made here, and Chuck Daly moved on to New Jersey.
Well, over the years, you look at the different clubs around the league, Jim, there's been a lot of interesting movement from the broadcast booth to the bench, back to the broadcast booth, back to the bench. There's some great success stories, to say the least.
Mike Fratello is their TV announcer this year.
Yeah, that's right.
Here are the starting lineups: Anthony Abent, Fred Roberts, Frank Brakowski, Alvin Robertson, and Eric Murdoch for the Bucks. Aguirre, Woolridge, Polynice, Dumars, and Thomas for the Pistons on opening night. And tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by Habish and Davis Law Firm, known and respected throughout Wisconsin and America. Our officials tonight, Ken Maurer, Dick Bavetta, and Woody Mayfield. Both of these teams 2 and 6 in the preseason.
Jim, when you look at the Pistons, they're a club that they've got a number of positions. You really have no idea what to expect out of those guys. I think Mark Aguirre is extremely unpredictable. He can have just huge games. He can have tremendous games where he just kills the opponent, and other times he can hurt his own ball club. Orlando Woolridge, he's played very well against Milwaukee with his quickness, but he's an unpredictable player. Their backline guys, extremely predictable. But Polonese is a guy that people really don't know how good this young man can be.
Polonese controls the tap. Murdoch on Thomas. The Pistons trying to free somebody underneath, and it is Woolridge.
Woolridge's quickness in the past against the Bucks has been a problem. Of course it is against a lot of clubs, and he has that great leaping ability.
Fred Roberts looks inside. Anthony Avent. Hook shot right hand out to Thomas. Isaiah misconnecting with Olden Polonese. That's the first turnover in the game.
Yeah, most of those big guys, you got to get that pass to really come up to them. That slid a bit much. Jim, stop and think about some of the Bucks players. Anthony Avent, this is his first real NBA game. Let's forget exhibition. This is his first real turnover. Murdoch with a little travel. But some of these guys have to have a heartbeat that's really cooking right now.
Well, Avent waited a year for this night.
He sure did. And that time in Europe, I think, really matured him up. I think he's ready to have a real respectable season.
Dumars open from the corner. Dumars has led Detroit in scoring the last 2 years. Last year, he averaged 23 points against the Bucks.
He's the perfect player, Jim. Talent, got the right attitude, the right intellect, everything.
Avent, nice move that time on Woolridge. Avent has been a real positive in the preseason for Mike Dunleavy. He handles the ball better than you might think.
He really does. He can bring it up, but good steal by Murdoch. But Avent can post up, Jim, and they're going to need his inside play in that respect.
Murdoch flips it up off the glass. Tied at 4.
That's what you want your point guard to do. Keep the heat on. And the Bucks guards tonight going against 2 great ones in Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars. So the young guards will really get challenged.
Dumars worked himself 3 on the baseline. Woolridge pulls in the miss. Murdoch went down. He comes in to help now. Woolridge, and this one comes away to Alvin. Avent. Actually blocked. Aguirre got a hand on it. Murdoch flips it back up there, and Polonese takes it off the rim.
Now, when Alvin stays back and challenges like that, see, someone has to pick his man up. And consequently, you got to really think about it. That's the good and the bad of what Alvin does. The thing is, you don't mind having Alvin Robertson challenging the backcourt because so often he'll come up with the steal.
Dumars for 2 more. The Pistons lead by 2. Brakowski ties it up. 6-6. We're coming to the 9-minute mark in the first quarter.
Now, Jim, here's an example where the Bucks will be able to cover up for the loss of Moses when you play certain types of players. Polonese is not that big of a center. He's not that tough inside, and Brick can take him outside. But it's when you face the big guys, and there are many, that you're going to need Moses back here in there and need that body. Of course, Dan Shea's very good with his body, but you'd like the depth of Dan and Moses, ideally.
Foul on Anthony Avent. Jostling with Aguirre.
Well, that's usually
a hole.
That's usually a jostle.
Aguirre changed his number this year. He was wearing 23, now 24. Isaiah leaves, Polonese, and the tip doesn't go. Detroit ball, fresh 24. 8:41 to play in the first quarter. Each team has scored 6 points.
Well, Jim, you and I are learning something early here that we're going to have to adjust to. Our new head coach, Mike Dunleavy, stands the entire time and right at our angle. So
he knows the angles.
We see a half the floor.
Ball batted around again. The Pistons will control. 19 on the shot clock. In for Aguirre.
Travel.
He walked with it. 2 turnovers now for the Pistons. The Bucks did a good job, as Mike Dunleavy pointed out in our Keys to the Game segment, of forcing turnovers in the preseason. They do that with aggressive defense. Murdoch puts it up, fouled in the process.
Well, Jim, if you're going to be a running club, you're going to have to do it with boards and defense. And Mike Dunleavy talked about the factor of losing Moses and how he's going to affect the rebounding department. So they're going to have to get out and do it with some D. Then at the other end, they want to advance it. Even when it went side court then, Mike was yelling, come on, come on, come on. And being a running team is as much mental as it is physical. Every guy has to think, run. You don't hesitate when there's a dead ball, you go.
Mike Dunleavy talking with official Ken Maurer. Murdoch hits both free throws. He struggled from the line in the preseason, hitting 41%, so that's a good sign. When they count, he hits them. And the Bucks lead by 2 at 8-6. Dumars. Robertson on him. They're trying to work a 2-man game. There's the help. And they go baseline Polonese. Foul call. Anthony Avent picks up his second foul. It's the second on the Bucks.
Now, Anthony's rotating over properly. You get a chance to take a look at it. Here's the 2-man game. This is a pick and roll. The Pistons run this a lot. See the behind-the-back pass. Well done, because Polonese drops to the corner in the opening. The Bucks spend a lot of time talking about how to play the pick and roll, because with Dumars and Isaiah Thomas in particular, they're deadly in that type of game.
Polonese coming to the Pistons from the Clippers in a deal involving a top draft pick, Don McLean. He's the guy who broke Lambeer's cheekbone.
Yes.
Polonese with the elbow. Here's Ala Abdelnaby in the game.
Well, it will be interesting to see how the Pistons veterans react to Polonese, because he's a guy that's known to speak his opinions, and some of these people may not want to hear that once in a while.
He'll get in your face. He did that all the time with the Clippers.
Yep.
Polonese misses twice. Brakowski comes out of there with it, and it's tipped out of bounds by Thomas. Ala Abdelnaby making his first appearance for the Bucks, replacing Anthony Avent. Milwaukee pushes quickly. Back out Roberts. Murdoch. Good ball fake that time. He shortened up. Got Polonese in the air and hit for 2, and the Bucks lead 10-6.
Boy, Jim, so far, Eric Murdoch is doing what you want your point guard to do. Hit the jumper when it's there, give you some penetration when you need it. He's done it.
Murdoch with 6 of the Bucks' 10 points. And nearly a turnover. Dumars takes a 3. And there's Murdoch around the ball again. Abdelnaby
nice
look.
look.
The ball. Great pass for Roberts.
Great look, but what's Freddie doing? What Freddie always does.
Off the ball.
Moves off the ball. If his man turns his head, Freddie's gone. That's intelligent basketball.
12-6. The Bucks have doubled up Detroit with 7:12 remaining in the first. Isaiah Thomas. Polonese crashing. He bounces it off Fred Roberts. The Pistons get it with a fresh shot clock. Dumars back out. Woolridge.
Orlando Woolridge from Joe Dumars.
12-8. Milwaukee in front by 4. Polonese got a hand on the inbound pass. Detroit sets up for half-court defense. This is what this team has traditionally done very well. They play great half-court defense. Brakowski loses the dribble. Dumars has Thomas on the left wing. He'll take it in against Alvin.
Joe Dumars
used his body well, and then the glass.
Joe Dumars is a near-perfect basketball player. It's very difficult to find any type of flaw in any aspect of his game.
Dumars has 6 of the Pistons' 10 points. Brakowski, 14-10.
Brakowski.
Bucks showing a good mix, Jim, of trying to advance it, running their half-court stuff very well.
Timeout, Detroit.
A timeout. Charge to Detroit with 6:13 remaining in the first quarter. The Bucks lead the Pistons by 4.
I love getting up in the morning and going into work and baking our fresh Vienna bread in our oven. We use Wisconsin butter, and we use Door County cherries in our cherry pies. The quality is excellent.
This week with your Century ad coupon, USDA Choice Boneless Arm Cut Chuck Roast is just $1.48 a pound. And Stouffer's frozen entrees, 10 varieties at $1.97, 8 varieties at $1.37.
It's the service and the quality that gives Century the edge.
I looked at the Acura and the Maxima.
Feel the power, what a ride.
Then I drove this Grand Prix. Wow.
Man, this car is so alive.
Power, room, anti-lock brakes.
This car's got heart, it's got soul.
This Grand Prix is a lot of sports sedan.
Look out loud, I'm in control.
For not a lot of money. Ever see a four-door this hot?
In Italy, people know life, they know laughter, and they know food, like meatballs, sausage, and peppers. Now Pizza Hut captures that spirit to create 2 new pizzas. Sausage and pepper pizza with Italian sausage and sweet peppers. Meatball pizza with rich sauce and tender meatballs, both with 3 cheeses. Choose 1 medium for $8.99. Any second pizza is half its menu price at Pizza Hut.
Call now and have Milwaukee's favorite pizza delivered right to your door.
The Bucks' 25th home opener tomorrow night against the Boston Celtics. 8 o'clock at the Bradley Center. Tickets are available. You can call Ticketmaster at 414-276-4545 until 9 o'clock tonight. Well, John, they'll have a pregame laser show, so be sure and come to the game early tomorrow night. All fans will receive a free schedule magnet and free editions of the Bucks preview, courtesy of community newspapers. The Boston Celtics tomorrow night at the Bradley Center.
Laser show is outstanding, Jim. I think people really would like to come down and see this ball club here early, and all the activities that will be going on all season long with the 25th anniversary year.
Season tickets and 10-packs, of course, are still available. Dumars baseline, kicks it out. Woolridge tipped it to Thomas. 2-shot clock taken. No, it comes away. And Aguirre was able to maintain Detroit possession. He bounced it off, I believe, Abdelnaby. We'll have to take a look here.
Now, good effort by Aguirre to get to it. Some fans paid the price, but what's a sweaty body on you, huh?
Well, when you pay that kind of money,
Yeah.
you ought to get something for it, right? In addition to great NBA
That's
basketball.
right.
That's part of great NBA basketball. Skip pass across, now underneath. Polonese has it stripped away. He lost it going up. Roberts was there, and Murdoch snaked his way along the baseline.
Now, one of the
7-shot clock.
I'm sorry, Jim. One of the challenges the Pistons always create is they have some good jump shooters, you know, and you got to know where they are. Aguirre can shoot the jumper. You know, Dumars and Isaiah can.
Loose ball. Bucks have it. Alvin has Brakowski.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. Okay, you see he takes it one dribble further. Orlando's trying to get up there and catch up. Dumars steps up because Alvin took it one more dribble, makes him commit, opens it up underneath.
16-10, Brakowski with 6. For Polonese, we have a foul called on Abdelnaby.
Well, Rodman's set to come in. We weren't sure if we would see him tonight.
Rodman reported to the Pistons on Monday. He skipped all of the preseason, the games at least, saying that he was not motivated. There's all kinds of things going on with him right now.
Yeah, he's having some real problems.
He has gone through a divorce. That's part of it. He is unhappy that Chuck Daly is no longer here.
And just internally, he's dealing with a lot of things that he just can't quite understand. And I realize there can be problems like that. You feel for a guy, but if he's out there making minimum wage, it'd really be tough. There's a lot of real major problems out there.
The fans responding to Rodman, and Woolridge gave him an embrace as he came on the floor. Polonese makes the first, misses the second. The Bucks lead by 5. Great pass. Robertson jammed from Murdoch.
Well, Rodman in the offseason came back with some tattoos on his arms that seemed to be new.
A lot of them, too. Milwaukee
Beautiful
by
play.
7.
Beautiful play by the Bucks.
Here's the clear out for Dumars. Rodman in the mix now, behind the back to him.
You don't have to guard him out there.
Nope. Thomas.
You do him.
Alvin tracks it down.
If the Bucks can continue to keep him on the outside, that's a real plus. Of course, Dumars their best jump shooter.
4.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. The Bucks lead by 7. They have looked good. in the first quarter tonight. A nice mix of offense. Brakowski takes the outside shot. Abdelnaby on the back of Aguirre, no foul. And here is Thomas. Murdoch on him. Errant pass to Roberts. They work it to the middle. Fast break. Murdoch finger roll. Offensive foul called against Eric Murdoch.
Okay, now he knew that was his mistake, and it was. He can't commit himself to leave the floor that soon. He's got to take the ball a little deeper before he gets to that point. Now look at it. Here's the turnover. Eric has to make these plays, but remember, this is a young man. This is when he's really getting his playing time. See, he leaves the floor at the free throw line. No, he's got to stay on the floor, commit further, make the defensive players come, and then either make the play or the basket.
Darrell Walker and Bill Lambier in the game for Detroit. Blue Edwards about to come in for the Bucks. 7 shot clock. Dumars, foul called. Fred Roberts picks up the foul. Blue Edwards making his first appearance now, and he will replace Fred Roberts. 3:43 remaining in the first period.
Well, much of the Pistons' offense at times can break down to give it to Dumars and let him work one-on-one. He's their best one-on-one player, and he will get to the line a lot. He shoots a tremendous amount of free throws because he is so good in that situation. You have to play him for the jumper, Jim. You have to play him for the drive, and that's not easy to do both. Plus, he makes his free throws.
82% during the preseason this year.
And he's better than that. Oh, we got him.
18-12 now, the Bucks in front. Murdoch, Abdelnaby, Brakowski, Blue Edwards, and Alvin Robertson. Alvin wants Abdelnaby to go low. Lambier called for the foul. He pushed off on Brakowski, and of course he reacts as he always does.
Well, you know,
he's having a bad week, by the way.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, his guy lost the election.
Okay. No comment. But some things never change. On the miss, Lambier's been in the game 30 seconds and he's complained already. Not me.
Aguirre.
Not me. No foul on me.
Abdelnaby, good job. He rode Lambier out of there to get the rebound. The Bucks break for 2 more. They lead 20-12. Brakowski having a big quarter. He has 8 points.
Bucks defense doing an excellent job of keeping them in the perimeter offense. Now here's a tough one. He runs the baseline, uses the screens. Fortunately, he's missing.
All batted around. Rodman has it. Dumars in the corner. It'll be Detroit ball, 21 on the shot clock. And we will have a timeout as we move under 3 minutes. This is an automatic timeout charged to the Bucks with 2:48 to play in the first. Milwaukee leads Detroit 20-12.
Start to be the one great tasting beer that's less filling. Miller Lite's everything you want a beer to be.
I didn't think she'd come. I knew she'd come.
Miller Lite, I like it like that. Come on!
Now, all over the world, the sisters and mothers and best friends waiting to hear from you can hear from you for a lot less. Introducing the AT&T Special Country Plan. Save 15%. It's easy. There's no monthly fee. Just call right now and tell us your one special international country and start saving to everyone in it every hour of every day. We'll always be there to make calling more affordable.
Nissan introduces the 93 truck with a roomy interior, the most standard horsepower in its class, and a ranking as best compact pickup in customer satisfaction, which are all reasons why Jack Munson, who owns one of our old trucks, wants to buy our new one, but not the only reasons. You see, Jack's old truck has over 1 million miles. Who knows how far he'll go in our new one? Save up to $1,000 with factory-to-dealer incentives.
I wonder if President-elect Bill Clinton is watching on the satellite tonight. He would like this ball game 5 Razorbacks. Darrell Walker and Isaiah Morris, Alvin Robertson, Todd Day, and Lee Mayberry. 5 of the 10 Razorbacks currently on NBA rosters are in the game tonight. In Milwaukee, we call them Razor Bucks.
That's right. We have seen many of them. And hopefully they will each play as well as Mr. Razorback, Sidney Moncrief.
The Bucks shooting 64%, 9 out of 14. Whistle, a baseline call by Maurer. Abdel Nabi picks up his second foul, and that is the 5th team foul on the Bucks. It comes with 2:42 remaining in the first.
Now, see, Jim, what happens is the Pistons run that great offense for Dumars, you know, when he goes on the baseline. And the thing is, he uses his screens well. They've got people that set good picks. I mean, Aguirre, Lambeer, Rodman, they knock your head off. So if you're trying to defend him down there, he can come right, left, around double screens, single screens. He can drop to the corner. He can curl. And he can release that shot really quickly. So it's a very difficult thing to defend him down there. And the guys are trying to give help, and they're trying to provide bumping as it goes on to force him to run a path a little bit around what he would like to initiate.
Dumars has 9 points. The Pistons are within 6 at 20-14.
They show some pressure. Now they may stand a half-court trap.
Brakowski in the corner. He gets it back, working against Rodman. Can't go off the glass. Tipped around, Rodman has it. Into Aguirre. Abdel Nabi on his back. Murdoch to help. 10 shot clock. Good double by Alvin that time. Dumars goes for Rodman underneath. Kicked out of bounds. Bucks ball. Off the foot, I believe, of Darrell Walker.
Boy, that's looking down a gun barrel when you leave Dumars for the double team. Alvin got away with it, but Dumars, of course, the guy that if he gets the rotation, he's deadly on the jumper.
At the 2-minute mark, the Bucks 20, Detroit 14. Orlando Woolridge allowed to come into the game for Aguirre. Lee Mayberry not allowed in by Dick Bavetta. There you saw the turnovers. Eric Murdoch on the dribble. Lou Edwards open. He could hit this shot. Not this time. Batted out. Murdoch tracks it down. Alvin walked with it. He got tied up. The ball hung on the body of Lambeer as he tried to go down the lane, and he moved his feet.
Well, Jim, Lambeer does such a great job of taking up position in there, and being the wide body he is, you know, he can shut you down on penetration. That's what occurred. Now, Lee Mayberry came in the ball game for Eric Murdoch at that stretch, at that pause.
Defensively, Mayberry hooks up with Darrell Walker, another Razorback. Follows him through the lane. Into Lambeer. Alvin in the air. There's a foul and 2.
Well, those two have hooked up for some confrontations that went beyond basketball in the past, and Lambeer wins this one. He gets Alvin up in the air, leans in. Lambeer with the lean and then the power to go for 3, perhaps. Not normally that good of a post-up player, but when he has that much size, he can pull it off. On the guy defending him, that is.
Lambeer pulls Detroit within 3.
Nice.
Todd Day, that's how his Bucks career starts.
What a pass by Brakowski, right on the money. Power, beautiful. That's looking for the break.
Todd Day is officially a Milwaukee Buck.
Heads up, Todd.
He won't score
and an
too many
NBA player,
too many more that are easier than that, huh? Lambeer answers.
There's another one.
Day again.
Brakowski
He takes it in.
Little tougher.
Walker comes out of there. Here's Dumars. Well, Brakowski did a good job on Rodman, but the rebound went to Woolridge.
Boy,
35 seconds left in the quarter, John.
Rodman's a very strong player. He moved Brick out just enough that the rebound came over his head. And, of course, Rodman just a great rebounder. He didn't get that one, but he set it up so Orlando could.
Foul on the drive.
foul.
Blue Edwards.
Number 30.
That's his first.
Blue Edwards, his first penalty.
I think when you play the Pistons, as you look at it again, this is one of the problems you have, and you have to think about, is putting them on the line. Their guards can draw a lot of fouls, in particular their guards. And so can some of the other people, like Aguirre, laying beer on certain nights, but their guards. This guy will get to the line a tremendous amount of times. He'll be in that top 5 or 10 in the NBA always because they will draw the fouls. So that's a bit of a problem you have when you play them in these isolations.
Dumars will try to pull Detroit within 1. And he does. 22-21 with 21.8 seconds remaining in the first period. Lee Mayberry gives it to his teammate at Arkansas, and now with the Bucks, Todd Day.
Whoa.
Rakowski goes down, doesn't get a call, and the Pistons can take the lead. Woolridge on the jam with 1.5 seconds, 23-22. That's the end of the first period on the shot by Mayberry. And the Bucks are upset they did not get the call against Rakowski on the other end. After a period, it's Detroit 23, the Bucks 22.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on.
It's a universal truth. Miller Lite's brewed from the start to be the one great-tasting beer that's less filling. It's everything you want a beer to be.
Another unexplained crop formation has been sighted. Looks like there's intelligent life out there, after all.
Don't worry, call the Carex man.
My dad taught me everything I know about cars. He only got one thing wrong. He never told me to bring my car to CarX for brakes.
I always went some other place.
These guys are real pros. I get quality parts and a lifetime guarantee on my shoes and pads.
I always went some other place.
Dad, do you think you get expert work like this for so little at some other place?
What other place?
Rattle, rattle, thunder, clatter, boom, boom, boom. Shh, don't worry, call the Carex man.
Advantages of Duster from Chrysler Plymouth are its style and performance and its show-stopping price, making Duster one hot ticket. See your Chrysler Plymouth dealers, where real advantages make a real difference.
Some shows will stoop to anything to get high ratings. Some will use sex.
Female anchors will soon be required to do this.
Some will use violence.
Jeez, what the hell is the matter with you?
But one show has it all.
I'm sure it was just an accident.
Saturday at 8:30.
This game is brought to you by Wisconsin Bell and Ameritech Company. Wisconsin Bell reminds you to just phone first. And RCA, the people who introduced television proudly, present RCA Home Theater TV.
Miller Genuine Draft brings you what's on tap. Here's what's brewing for the Bucks along the television network. We will travel to San Antonio on Tuesday and greet you from the Hemisphere Arena at 7:30. Our first look at the running Spurs of Jerry Tarkanian.
Jerry may want to go into the locker room at about the 30-minute mark. Here it is again. You could see great angle right there as Brick was posting up. Says he was pulled down, tried to save the ball. They score it. No whistle.
Whistle. Foul on Rodman. He was working against Todd Day and impeded Day going through the lane to open up on top of the free throw circle. Rodman picks up his first. The Bucks shot 53%, 10 of 19 in the first quarter. Detroit 42%, 8 of 19. Mayberry had it taken away by Thomas. Isaiah walks and the Bucks get it back.
Well, apparently Isaiah stays right in front of him. Lee trying to get inside. You see Rodman give help. Isaiah takes it, but travels with the ball.
Mayberry on the dribble.
I mean, Mayberry's got to be thinking, this is Isaiah Thomas here in front of me. I've seen this guy play all these years, and now's my chance.
Both wearing number 11. Into Blue Edwards. He can't hold on. Dunleavy wanted a call. Walker took it away. Here's Thomas. Whistle. Shot won't go. Foul on Mayberry.
Milwaukee foul, number 11, Lee Mayberry, his first team first.
Well, we've talked a lot about getting to the free throw line, and boy, Detroit really feasting up here early in the ball game, especially with the guards. Here's the post up. Actually, Walker, who's an excellent defensive player, reaching around, gambling, going around baseline side. He deflects the ball away from Blue. It's worth the gamble, although if you lose it, he's got a layup on you, but Walker got to it.
Isaiah Thomas on the board with his first point. He has 2. And the Pistons lead 25-22. Edwards looks for an outlet. Lojas in the game from behind. Walker got a hand on it. Lojas tipped it away from Lanebeer right to Day. Todd Day with 2 more. The Bucks are within 1. Day has 4 points, both on Jan. Thomas against Mayberry. And Shays underneath for the miss. Todd Day takes a 3 off the front. Todd Day's agent, Kevin Scanlon, in attendance at the Palace tonight for Todd Day's NBA debut. Here is Woolridge against Lojas. Blue Edwards lets it go. It'll be Bucks ball.
Now these rookies have to adjust to this long three-point shot. You know they've been practicing it, but it's still new for them. And you saw Day in that case hit the front of the rim. Most shots, both from 3 and 2, are missed short when they're missed. You got to really think arc. You got to think get it up at all times, and that will help you a lot from that range, right?
They've been taking those shots in their dreams, haven't they? 10-shot clock. Mayberry long 2, 4-2. Mayberry scores his first 2 as a Buck. And Milwaukee leads by 1, 26-25, under the 10-minute mark in the first half. Thomas opened up with a baseline move and hits. He just scooted along the baseline and was all alone in the corner. Not a very good rotation that time. Shea's pass intended for Edwards, picked off by Lanebeer. And here come the Pistons. Rodman takes the 3. Oh, that was a brick. He hit a few of those last year.
He was better there than he was between the layups and the 3s.
Down low, Walker.
3-second
violation by Rodman. And the Bucks get it on the turnover. 9:19 to play in the second period. The Pistons up by a point at 27-26. Mayberry on the dribble against Thomas. Into Edwards, pass too high for him. Walker with 3 Bucks back. Good swarming defense. Woolridge bounces it out to Lojas. Good work that time by the Bucks.
Yeah, that extra pass is good. You'd still rather see Orlando shoot it than Isaiah. Good transition.
Edwards fouled by Isaiah Thomas. Blue Edwards not quite in rhythm yet, John. He's trying to find himself in this game, but he draws the foul.
Found himself on that penetration, and that's just a little delayed break by Blue, but you can see the middle open up, and Brad delivers it to him.
Blue Edwards will be an outstanding player for the Milwaukee Bucks. Joe Dumars and Mark Aguirre back in the game for the Pistons. Blue Edwards reached his career highs in field goal percentage and free throw percentage last year. Here's Rodman. Back out, Dumars. Rodman's right there again. Mayberry takes it away from Isaiah Thomas. Look out from behind. Dumars ran by him. Blue Edwards? Yes. Well, maybe that'll get him going.
Well, now that's how I think of Blue Edwards. Explosive basketball to the hoop.
The Bucks lead by 2, 29-27. Just over 8 minutes, second period. Aguirre turns on Lojas and hits.
And that's the game that Dunleavy talked about. Aguirre good inside.
Lojas can't get the reverse to go. Rodman says, let's slow down and walk it up. He gives it up to Isaiah Thomas. Tied at 29.
The Bucks have Blue Edwards defending Lambeer because he's always out on the court. So you can switch all over on Lambeer. He'll stay out there. He'll set those picks and look for that pop-back jumper.
Thomas rattles it down. 31-29 Detroit.
Jim, they've had a lot of jump shot looks. They only shot 42% in the first quarter, but as they start to make more of those with that much of a look, it could be dangerous.
Todd Day. Woo. Well, we knew he could
shoot. He shows it too. Give me a look and I'll knock it down. Todd Day.
Even again. Thomas works from behind the screen of Lambeer, gives it up. They go to the corner. Todd Day working on Dumars, and we have an illegal defense.
They just played him pretty well that time. That would not have been a foul call, but the ID comes up.
Blue Edwards out of position for the first illegal defense. One of our sponsors is the Lakeland Sports Center, where you can buy truck caps and boats factory direct. Dumars on the dribble. Lojas picks up Aguirre.
Travel.
Aguirre goes to the basket. What do we have? No call travel. The foul on Lojas. And we have a timeout taken by Detroit with 6:48 to play in the second quarter. The Bucks and the Pistons have played even. It's tied at 31.
People tend to judge who we are by what we wear, which gives great meaning to the choices one makes at Merle Harmon's Fanfare. Because while our selection is perfect for backing the home team, there will always be those who root for the underdog.
Right now at Cousins, buy a chicken breast half sub and a medium soda, and you'll get chips or regular fries free. Cousins, better bread, better subs.
Okay, what we do, I'm gonna try to get in this balloon. I'm going inside. I do accept checks. You know, sometimes I got a headache about this big. Woo! How about it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
We've had a lot of laughs, shared lots of good advice. You've been a real buddy from the start, and we've always talked things through, and I guess we always will.
Hey, nothing connects buddies like a phone call.
Good friends are never far apart.
Wisconsin Bell.
Well, it's a new look NBA this year. I think 51 players have changed locations, John, and a host of coaches. Chuck Daly, Mike Dunleavy, Doug Moe back in the league at Philadelphia. Ron Rothstein back in now here with the Pistons. Lenny Wilkins has been around for a while, 7 years with the Cavs. That's the longest tenure. Dan Issel takes over in Denver. Randy Fund replacing Mike in Los Angeles. Our old friend Gary St. Jean in Sacramento, and the Tart with the Spurs.
Well, it's good to see some of these guys get their opportunities, like Gary and Randy. And here, look at this explosive move to the basket, and that's what we talked about. I spoke to Gary St. Jean about 2 weeks ago about some other matters, and it was just delightful to speak to him. He's a great guy, and he's had his chance now, and he knows it, and he's going to make the most of it.
Aguirre hits the second, and the Pistons lead 32-31. 6:45 remaining in the second quarter. Mike Dunleavy will be our halftime guest tonight. John has a chance to visit with the new Bucks head coach. And we will also meet Todd Day during our one-on-one segment. Blue Edwards spinning, trying to get away, posting up Dumars. The pass didn't go in. Day took the shot instead. He had position. Edwards had the post position he wanted. Day took the shot.
And that's going to be a good play. You know, that's going to be something to work with. Day can shoot it out there, and then Blue had the advantage size-wise inside. Oh, beauty.
Rodman can't convert an excellent pass by Isaiah Thomas.
Gee. Well,
wow.
We had a great angle on that. That would have been a layup, but Brad threw it between the two players for some reason. What? He throws it between the two Bucks, right to Dumars.
And Day picks up the foul on the other end. Aguirre inbounds. Dumars will run the offense. They clear out for him. Working against Day. Brakowski over. There's a great pass underneath. Polanese, an easy two. And the Pistons lead by 3. 34-31. Under 6 minutes now in the second period. Alvin Robertson and Anthony Avent off the Bucks bench. Day goes to Brakowski. Trying to shake Polanese. We get a foul called against Polanese. 2 hands on the offensive player, says Dick Bavetta. That's the first on Polanese, the third on the Pistons. Right there, a hold. Anthony Avent will inbound. And does to Murdoch. Avent, good work. Follows, but Rodman takes it away.
Mr. Rebound, he's tough to beat. Rodman's quick to the ball and strong.
Aguirre shows the ball to Brakowski, runs into traffic and is fouled by Brad Lojas.
Brad Lojas, his second, team 4.
2 on Lojas, 4 on the Bucks.
Well, so far, the story of this first half, benefiting the Pistons and, of course, hurting the Bucks is just this here, getting to the free throw line. We talked about how the Pistons have a number of people that can draw fouls. That guy right there was one of them.
Detroit now 11 out of 16 from the line. The Bucks, John, 3 out of 4.
Yes. Big difference. That's really what has allowed the Pistons to make up the lead that the Bucks were starting to build earlier in the ball game and now build up a bit of a lead of themselves.
The Bucks at one point led by 8 in the first quarter at 20-12. They trail by 4. And now 5 on Aguirre's free throw. It's 36-31 with 5:10 remaining second quarter. Murdoch uses the screen by Avent. Can't get it to go off the glass, and Polanese has another rebound. Alvin, good hand. Arkansas defense right there.
I don't know.
Brakowski.
I think that's Alvin Robertson defense.
Well, he went to Arkansas.
Yeah, but that was... And then the quick outlet, and when the Bucks can force the turnovers, you see what they want to do. Let's go.
10 points for Brakowski, and the Bucks trail by 3. It seems that nearly everyone who played in Arkansas knows how to play defense.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Dumars takes Alvin to the baseline. They clear out again for Dumars. The hands. And we have an offensive foul against Dumars.
Well, the fans can't believe it, and they very seldom will see it go against Joe. Very seldom do you see Joe get up in an official's face. The Bucks double and triple team and try to get it out of the hands of Dumars or force a turnover. He doesn't turn it over often.
You know, John, this young group of Bucks has the heart to play good defense.
Oh, they do, and they've got the legs to play it too. And I believe the intellect.
Avent works against Rodman off the glass. Thomas comes out of the big pile up under there with the ball. They swing Dumars. He's been working from that corner all night long. Here's Polanese. Roberts. The Bucks look to run. Alvin has Brakowski. He takes it.
Tough shot.
Yep, he got caught, didn't he?
Yep, I mean, it's not necessarily a tough shot for Brick because he's an excellent softball shooter. But the point is that's that intermediate area. He did the right thing. He went to the glass, but it came out. The defense did a good job here. They covered up the passing lanes and forced Brick to pick it up and shoot the J.
And a foul on Murdoch. His second. It puts the Bucks over the limit with 3:43 to go in the second period.
Where they've been quite a bit here early.
Number 24, Mark Aguirre shooting.
Aguirre with 5 points. He's 3 of 4 from the line. The Bucks at home tomorrow night. 8 o'clock at the Bradley Center against the Boston Celtics. Aguirre hits the second. 37-33 Detroit. 3:40 to play.
Tough place to stop because they're applying pressure.
Rodman goes for it. Brakowski finds Roberts underneath. Nicely done under heavy pressure by the Pistons. And the Bucks are within 2 again. 4 points for Fred Roberts. John, the Bucks have played well here in the first one.
Yes, they have, Jim.
Loose ball. Knocked out by one of the Bucks underneath, says Woody Mayfield. 12 on the shot clock for the Pistons. And Isaiah Thomas will be the trigger man. Into Dumars. Rodman is there. Alvin comes out of it with the basketball. Avent kept the dribble. Roberts will take the shot. Short. Alvin bounces off Aguirre and will be called for the foul.
Too bad, but the defense made the extra pass occur 3 times. Consequently, the Bucks had to go to the perimeter, and Fred just a bit short on the shot.
That's the first on Alvin Robertson. The Bucks, of course, over the limit. Checked at 2 now on Alvin.
You know, Jim, when a team has an open look, if the defense can always just force one more pass, then that gives them that much more of a percentage opportunity of catching up with it or forcing the ball outside for a tougher shot.
Aguirre at the line. Woolridge has come into the game for Detroit. Blue Edwards replacing Alvin Robertson for the Bucks. And even 3 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Well, Dumars has taken 6 free throws and has made 5. Aguirre now has shot 7 and made 5. Those two have been at the line a lot in the first half. 39-35 Detroit. Under 3 minutes. Avent posting up Woolridge, who holds. That's the first on Woolridge. Timeout taken by the Bucks with 2:49 to play in the first half. The Pistons lead Milwaukee 39-35.
And now, welcome to the world's most dangerous.
If you're open to a beer brewed from the start, to be the one great tasting beer that's less filling, there's one beer to open.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Miller Lite, I like it like that.
Miller Lite. It's everything you want a beer to be.
Come on.
Why is Lakeland, Wisconsin's largest truck cap manufacturer?
This factory. We build our truck caps here, then sell them directly at our own Lakeland outlets. That's how we can offer the absolute lowest prices every day. Every day. Guaranteed. A sturdy aluminum cap like this in 20 different colors, only $229. Tough tonneau covers, just $189. Lakeland, Wisconsin's largest.
3 factory outlets: Greenbush, Madison, and Green Bay.
Some folks think cable cars capture the real flavor of San Francisco. But for me, it's the great taste of sourdough bread. The secret behind that Hardee's Frisco burger everyone's raving about.
And now there's a new way to enjoy that great sourdough taste. Hardee's Frisco Club. Delicious turkey, tender ham, Swiss cheese, tomatoes, and sizzling bacon on grilled sourdough bread. The new Hardee's Frisco Club and Hardee's Frisco burger.
The real flavor of San Francisco without having to catch a cable car.
Are you
Well, as you take a look at the tryouts for the television announcer positions here in Detroit, we'll tell you that the Bucks are at home tomorrow night against the Celtics at 8 o'clock at the Bradley Center. Tickets available by phone tonight. Call Ticketmaster at 414-276-4545. All kinds of things going on at the Bradley Center tomorrow. A pregame laser show. All fans receive a free schedule magnet and a Bucks preview edition courtesy of community newspapers. Opening night at the Bradley Center. Tickets are available.
Driving around with you, working with you all these years, and all the stuff people try to throw at you wherever we go, I feel like I should wear a helmet.
They call that outing twist and shoot. Here is Brzezinski underneath, fouled by Lane Beer. He says that's 2. Well, you're right, Bill. That is 2. And a technical. He can count, John.
Oh, yeah, he's an intelligent guy. He is, you know.
Yeah, he was saying that's 2 you have called and should not have called.
I know.
He's still barking.
Kidding me? He should have 15 fouls a game and still foul out. Are you serious?
The T pulls the Bucks within 3 at 39-36. And now Brzezowski is up there. Frank has 10, make it 11. He can pull the Bucks within a point.
I'll tell you this, Lane Beer has maximized his talent, and you got to give him credit for that. He's a guy that has accomplished a lot more in his career than anyone would have anticipated when he first came into this league.
Isaiah Thomas takes it all the way. Fred Roberts has the board. The Bucks are playing 5-on-4 with Thomas down. They get in the mix now. Murdoch keeps his foot, almost traveled. Murdoch looks in, tough pass into Avent. He turns on Woolridge for 2.
I tell you, Jim, I love the way he handles himself on the court and in the post-up. He's going against Woolridge in the post-up. Woolridge can sky. Avent's got some good, strong moves down there on the box.
The Bucks lead by 1. Lou Edwards on Dumars. Brzezowski to help. Ball is loose. And it out to Thomas. 1 shot clock. No. Loose again. Batted around. Lane Beer gets it to Dumars. Cleared out of there to the Bucks. We have a 4-on-1. And Edwards jams with Thomas hitting the deck. The Bucks lead 42-39.
Very, very well done. Murdoch waited on him, penetrated enough, split Isaiah. Give Isaiah credit, some guts. He stood in there. They don't go for it that deep. They're going to give the basket to the Bucks.
A 20-second timeout taken by the Pistons with 1:14 to play. Blue Edwards has 6 points.
Look at the spread here. Excellent. See how they keep the court spread? Then you got a 2-on-1. You split Isaiah. Isaiah's there. He's there in plenty of time for a charge. But most times in the NBA, they will not call it that close to the basket. They're going to let it go because he's too deep. It's kind of one of those unwritten rules in professional basketball.
You are watching the future of the Milwaukee Bucks, and isn't it fun to watch a team that can run athletically?
And I talked to Mike a little bit about that at halftime. It's one of the questions that we discuss. I think you'll enjoy hearing from Mike Dunleavy as part of our halftime show here on
the Bucks shooting 51%. Detroit 33. Frank Hamblin, of course, still on the bench as Mike Dunleavy's #1 assistant coach. Boy, did he get a warm ovation at the luncheon yesterday.
I was just going to talk about that, Jim. I think that proved what people in Wisconsin think about Frank Hamblin and the job he has done and what he means to this team and the type of person he is. He got a round of applause that continued and continued.
The foul on Avent, his 3rd, puts Aguirre on the line again. Aguirre 6 out of 8 from the line. Ala Abdelnaby replacing Anthony Avent for the Bucks. 1 minute and 6 seconds remaining in period number 2.
See, Jim, too bad for Anthony because he's ready to play, and he's played well when he's been in there. It's just when you get a few fouls on you, I mean, man, that takes you out not only practically, but emotionally. It takes you out of the ball game. You get hesitant.
42-41 Milwaukee. And the Bucks have put together a very solid first half here at the Palace. Great pass.
Yeah.
Brakowski can't get it to go. He was ridden out. I think Dumar's got part of his body. Frank complaining a little bit. No call. That would have been pretty. Well, we've had a couple of highlight baskets already tonight. Thomas. Glass 2 and a foul. Brakowski.
Lucky foul number 40, Frank Brakowski, his first.
That's the first on Frank.
Now watch. Isaiah turns the corner. He steps inside. Everyone comes up at him, and then Brick hits him right there. That's why he goes to the glass. I'm sure that was not measured, but it counts.
Abdelnaby has it stolen by Thomas. And it is Piston basketball.
Now, Jim, the Pistons are one of those clubs. There are others, as we'll talk about, when you play against New York and Doc Rivers. Isaiah Dumars, they come after the rebounds. They'll be there. And when you get a rebound, they'll try to take it on you as they did then, and I think that's on Abdelnaby. Because Lane Beer doing his thing, taking the charge and falling.
3 on Abdelnaby. There you see the pushing, and Lane Beer knows how to fall down.
Oh, he's great. He does a great flop, and he does it well, and I mean that as a compliment. He knows how to do it.
Brad Lojas will check into the game. The Bucks yelling to Dick Bavetta that there is a lot of perspiration on the floor just to the left of the lane as Lane Beer hits the first free throw and gives Detroit a 44-42 lead. Lojas in for Abdelnaby. 34.7 seconds remaining in the first half. The housekeeping taken care of, and now Lane Beer gets down to business.
Actually, there's still a lot of rosin on the floor. They may have to take care of that at halftime to get that up.
Lojas takes a 3. Roberts is there. He'll look to kick it out. Aguirre tried to tie him up. Good hustle by Roberts, and now Lane Beer in.
Boy,
for the jump ball.
Good hustle by Fred, but every place he turned, there was a white jersey.
He was all by himself, wasn't he?
Look, well, Brick was there for a while, but look, he's surrounded, man.
Well, I got away from him. No, got away from him. Nope, not this time. 20.8 seconds in the second period. And the Bucks want a 20-second timeout.
20-second timeout.
The Pistons lead by 3, 45-42. 10 packs and full season tickets still available for Bucks basketball. You can call or visit the Bucks office. And, of course, you can pick up tickets at the Bradley Center. And you can call until 9 o'clock tonight. Ticketmaster 414-276-4545.
Now, on this tap, what the Pistons will want to do, obviously, they don't have to look for the breakout of it. They'll want to control it. The Bucks would like to do the same and then close the gap going into halftime to 1 if possible. Now, watch Lane Beer here if you can. If you get a good angle at him, watch him. Bill does a good job of jumping just enough into the guy he's jumping against that he tries to take him out of it. Let's see. He didn't do it. He went straight up and he didn't have to.
Shot clock is off. Game clock at 10. Lane Beer looks low. Woolridge goes hard to the basket. Fred Roberts taps it off the rim out of bounds. The Pistons will have 3 seconds. And they will attempt to increase their 3-point lead. Aguirre under. Dumars got it at the buzzer. Dumars converts, and the Pistons leave after one half of basketball with a 5-point lead at 47-42. Mike Dunleavy is our halftime guest. He'll be up next with John on the Bucks Basketball Network.
This game is brought to you locally in part by Hardee's. Are you ready for some real food? And by your greater Milwaukee Nissan dealers. It's time to expect more from a car.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Ooh, come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Miller Lite, I like it like that.
When you're calling for great taste and a less filling beer, one beer's made to order. Miller Lite. It's everything you want a beer to be.
Ooh, I like it like that. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Ooh, come on.
Recognition comes to those who excel. In the legal profession, it's being listed in the best lawyers in America. It's being featured in national publications. Or it's being chosen by other lawyers as president of their national association. These honors come to lawyers who excel. Only one lawyer and one law firm has them all. Robert L. Habish and Habish, & Davis. Recognized throughout Wisconsin and America.
Nissan introduces the 93 truck with a roomy interior, the most standard horsepower in its class, and a ranking as best compact pickup in customer satisfaction, which are all reasons why Jack Munson, who owns one of our old trucks, wants to buy our new one. But not the only reasons. You see, Jack's old truck has over 1 million miles. Who knows how far he'll go in our new one? Save up to $1,000 with factory-to-dealer incentives.
There are two ways to put a movie theater in your home. You could build one. Or you could simply buy the giant 35-inch RCA home theater with SRS sound. It's the easiest way to get a movie theater in your home.
Omi's got a kid?
Son. Well, isn't that just a...
David Wayans returns.
Have a seat. Let me tell you about Wayne.